So you're tired of working 9 to 5. Are you tired of working one job, two jobs, three jobs? Are you tired of your life? Are you tired of the everyday routine? Well, so am I. So today we're going to go over some of the tips, some of the things that I do in order to get through my 60 to 80 hour work week. Let's talk about it. So number one, you. You are the most important thing in this world. And with that comes purpose. With that comes your dreams. With that comes your goals. So all these things are the things that I think about when I'm going through a tough time. Whether it's work, whether it's life, or whether it's time crushing down on me, I think about my purpose, think about my goals, and the dreams that I want to achieve in life. That is usually the thing that sets me back on track. Because if your why is big enough, the how won't matter. You'll be able to go through hell. You'll be able to go through anything to achieve those goals. So make sure they're big. Make sure they're huge. Make sure it's something that you can stretch yourself for. And only you know what you are striving for in life. Only you know the mission that you are embarking on, the goals you're trying to reach. So for example, for me, my goal is number one, to get out of debt. Number two, to start building wealth. And number three, to build enough wealth so I'm able to get out of the 9 to 5, get out of the rat race, and pretty much do my own thing. You know, whether I start a business, whether I want to just spend some time off, go on vacation, whatever I want to do, I want to get to that point. And in order to do that, there's all these stepping stones. There's all these goals that I have to hit in order to get there. And right now, I'm probably in the hardest part of that journey, which is I'm using my 9 to 5 to fund my dreams, to fund my purpose, and to be able to get to that mountaintop. And this week was specifically hard because I worked over 80 hours in my 3 jobs. And usually I work somewhere between 60 to 80. And I've gotten used to that. But this week, there were some extra projects that were going on in one of my jobs. So that means that I had to work an extra day. So I worked 5 days in one job, 6 days on my other job, and then plus my side hustle. And I was just beat. I was just torn down. I was tired mentally. I was like a zombie. I couldn't think. And oh man, it's those days that you just don't want to go on. You know, you make this victim of yourself. You get into this victim mentality mode that, why is it so hard? Why me? Blah, 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 blah. And every one of you knows how that goes. We all get in this mode where nothing makes us happy, where we're in a bad mood, not just with ourselves, but with everybody else, with their family, with their pets. And life just sucks. So this is the important part, because this is where you dig deep down inside and you bring out all these goals that you have set before you, all these dreams that you've always had, and more importantly, your purpose in your life. That's when you go back to these things. And like David Goggins used to say, you got to reach back into that cookie jar, see how far you've come and how far you have to go. And that needs to motivate you. That needs to pull you out of the darkness and into the light. Because one of the things I've noticed, and this is very important, and this is going to help you more along life, is that life seems to get harder because you have more things on your plate. Because you have more challenges. You have more things going on. As you get more money, you have more responsibility. You're trying to fix all these problems that are coming at you left and right. But at the same time, you also have to remember that you're going to get better. You're going to build these habits You're going to build these skills that are going to make you a better person, a stronger person, and a smarter person. That's one thing that you always have to remember, that it's all about the journey. The journey, at the end of the day, is kind of the goal. Because yeah, you're going to reach those mountaintops, you're going to reach those goals, but who you become along the way is the most important thing. Remember that. So number 2, your family, the legacy you're going to build, the people that are coming behind you, the generations that are going to come after you. That's something else that should motivate you to keep going along, so that when you do get burnout, you remember these things and you say to yourself, this is the generation where I break the chains. All the poverty, all the ignorance that has come before me, this is where it ends. I build a new, more important, more sophisticated, wealthier, full of wisdom life. So with you starts a new beginning. That's why it's very important that you teach your kids to be able to handle money, to be able to make money grow, so the next generation can continue on, and then you have created a new chain of wealth. So the people that come after you don't have to go through the struggles that you went through, or the people that were behind you, your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandparents. It's a new beginning. So that should be something that motivates you a great deal. And the third thing that can get you out of a rut, that can help you out when you're burning out, more than anything, is just the hate that you receive around you. All the haters, all the people that doubt you, all the people that said you never would amount to anything. Use that as fuel. I remember growing up, all the people around me would say, go to school, make sure you get an education, because if you don't have an education, you're not going to be anything in this life. And once I got out of high school, and then I had my first kid, education kind of went out the door. And I had to start working. And these same people would tell me, I told you so. You should have stayed in school. You should have done this. You should have done that. Blah, 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 blah. And all these people along the journey would tell you all these things. And now thinking back at it, all these people didn't amount to anything. They just wanted to spew out their poison onto somebody else that was young and coming up in life. Because these people have spent all their time failing and not doing anything, so they want you to stay at the bottom just like them. But regardless of where you are in your life, regardless of where you are in your journey, whether you're young, whether you're starting out, whether you're in the middle, or kind of at the last sprint of the race, it's never too late to change your life. That's one thing I have come to find out in this life. I really didn't get my act together until I was 40. I'm 42 now and been grinding, been hitting my goals really hard, been striving to achieve my dreams. And that's one of the biggest resentments I have in life, that I started very late. So that's very important. Wherever you are right now, start. Because time doesn't wait for anybody. So the best way to keep motivation going, the best way to keep that consistency and that discipline is just results. As you go along, you're going to see results. You're going to hit goals. And make sure you track these things. Make sure you write these things down, because they help along the way. You go back and you see all the things that you have achieved, where you started, how far you've come along. And this could be anything from tracking down numbers if you're trying to get out of debt. It could be anything from writing down your weight if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to add muscle, add how much sets you could do, how strong you got. If it's trying to get a better job, how many applications have you put in? How many jobs or different jobs have you tried out? It could be anything. And that's very important because as human beings, we like to see results. As human beings, we like to go back and see how far we've come along in the journey. And that's something that it was very hard for me to do because I don't like writing things down. I don't like going back and forth, but it really helps a lot. One of the things I like to do is, and I started doing a year ago, is started writing down my debts. I have 3 different debts that I'm trying to get rid of. And it's awesome to see the numbers go down every month. And it motivates me to send extra money so I can get there faster and then move on to the next phase of my life, which is investing, trying to build wealth, which is the cool and fun part of your life. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm trying to dig myself out of the hole. Once I get out of the hole, then I'll start building. So yeah, just remember that life is not a sprint. Life is a marathon. And at the beginning of your race, of your journey, everybody's going to push you on, do a great job. Everybody's going to be there. But once you start the race, once you get going, there's nobody there but you. You have to be your own self-motivator. You have to be the one that's your cheerleader, that's your coach, that's the one pushing you. You have to do it. Because the next time you see people is at the finish line. Nobody sees that middle part, the hard part, the part where you're killing yourself trying to reach the end of that goal. So if you're in that journey of your life right now, remember, you are not alone. All of us are going through that same process. You just have to keep going one day at a time. Progress. Don't go back. Consistency. Every day, the same thing over and over and over and over. Discipline. Doing the things you don't want to do, but you do them anyway. Always remember that. No matter what, I do it anyway. Life and time are going to be your greatest adversaries. Don't lay down. Fight back. And every day, get better. And you'll see that life will start to get more interesting. Life will become an adventure. And you'll have more joy and be more happy along the way. Appreciate you guys joining me. If you got anything from this video, if you learned anything, if you like it, like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate your time. This time's the most important thing in life. Take care, guys. Have a great day.